morning and welcome on in, hockey fans, to Hollydell Ice Arena here in Washington Township, New Jersey, as the New York City Raiders take on the New Jersey Rockets Hockey Club this morning in another Atlantic Hockey Federation Exhibition Showcase game. Die-hard Raiders fans may recall that the Rockets won the first matchup between these teams a month ago by a score of 5-0. It was a close game through 2 periods until the Rockets broke it open in the third. Since then, the Rockets have had an up-and-down month, losing 8 in a row before righting the ship in their last 5 games, going 4-1. Expect the Rockets to remember the chippiness of the first game when they come out on the ice this morning. The Raiders kicked off their second showcase last night with a big win against the Orland Park Vikings by a score of 8-1. They'll look for some revenge against the victorious Rockets this morning. Programming note, Midnight Sports will have the Raiders game this afternoon at 4:10 p.m. and again tomorrow morning at 9:05 a.m. Make sure to tune in for games 3 and 4 of this showcase. Before then, though, we have the Raiders against the Rockets, and we're thrilled to welcome back DK, a.k.a. Snoop Dougie Doug, in the booth. Doug, good morning. Most importantly, how'd you sleep?
I did not sleep well. I'll admit that. So I'm, I got a little bit of a dragging a little bit this morning, but this game will definitely pick me up. It was a good win last night. The Raiders have only had about 1 game in the past few weeks due to some cancellations, so it's good to knock the rust off last night, get a big win, and they do look ready to go this morning. They're out there bouncing up and down and ready to go. Hopefully that energy carries over to the game.
Well, agreed. It looks like it'll be Bricker in the cage again this morning after his win last night. And what would you like to see opening up this game against a strong opponent here in the New Jersey Rockets?
We've said it before with these Raiders. It's really important for them to start well. So get off a good, energetic start, keep them off the board, try to get the first goal. Raiders put a lot of pressure on Orland Park last night, dominated possession. That's really where they get their success, is if they can keep the puck deep and move it around well. So the recipe doesn't change.
Very good. It might be a new state, but the recipe stays the same. Looks like it'll be Tanoff and Hyder as a defensive pair to start this game. Berliner, Bizarro, and Samosi. That forward line had some success last night, doing exactly what you said, Doug, controlling play in the offensive zone.
Yeah, Coach Coffey's adjusted the lines a little bit this weekend, so last night it did pay off.
Well, we've got puck drop in period 1, 16 minutes on the board. Raiders win that forward, and the Rockets turn it right around and come all the way into the offensive zone. Tanoff turns to pick it up in the near corner. He works it up to the near half wall, but the Rockets with speed come away in the slot. Shot comes in high of the cage, and the Raiders try and take over. They do. They send it rink long, and we'll get a quick icing call here with 15:38 to go in the first period.
Yeah, the Rockets came out quick there. Raiders needed those first 10 seconds to wake up a little bit. Hopefully they have.
That curl snapshot from the Rockets in the slot found success last game, so the Raiders will look to cut that out this game. Berliner over the near dot, wins that back to Steinfink, pushes in the near corner to try and work it up to Samosi. Samosi lifts the stick of his man and takes over the puck at the half wall, flings it up the boards so far as the blue line. Rockets keep the zone, comes to Steinfink now, and he'll pass that out of the zone. Across the blue line do the Raiders, but without possession, the Rockets will come right back into the offensive zone. Steinfink turns to take over the puck. He's at the near dot. Puck sits there. Bricker sticks it aside as it rolls in on cage, and Berliner now back with defensive support, tries to work that out of the zone. Samosi has on the forehand. He goes weak side over to Bizarro. Bizarro's going to have to skate that down in the neutral zone. Instead, the Rockets get there and they dump it right back in. Gossler now on the puck in the far corner. Gossler curls behind his cage. He's harassed there by his man. Patented Gossler bounce pass off the back of the cage. Evades his man. Diagonal pass doesn't connect with Samosi, and we'll get another icing call here at 14:51 in the first period.
Good try trying to break that out, but missed the stick and off to the corner for icing.
Yeah, that home run pass could have some success, even if it doesn't connect. Hopefully it just stays in the back of the mind of the Rockets and they can't pinch forward quite as aggressively as they did in Game 1. Marchuka at the near dot now, wins that back. Rockets come away with it in the slot. Can't turn and make a shot. The Rockets will take over at the far point. Rockets do get the puck in deeper. Agarwal now looking into the slot. Can't connect with the stick, and Vigliotti will pick up and send that puck out of the zone. Now Marchuka with speed in the neutral zone. Can't quite track it down in time, and the Rockets will go weak side, break right back into the offensive zone. They're on the forehand looking for a slot pass. Played with what looked to be a high stick, but it was immediately waved off by the referee. Rockets have the puck momentarily in the offensive zone, and then Marchuka is able to shepherd that across the blue line to Finkelstein. Finkelstein with the puck, finds Marchuka again. Marchuka into the slot, sends a shot just wide of the cage. The Rockets will have to pick up in their near defensive corner. Rockets on the backhand, cycle that puck all the way to the far side around, only so far as Nate Koslewski. Big hit there on Marchuka. We have a delayed penalty coming in. Deflection goes wide of the cage, high of the cage, that is. And 6 skaters on the ice for the Raiders until the Rockets touch up with 13:57 left to go in the first period. The Raiders will get the first power play of the game after what looked to be a rough against Marchuka. Nope, interference called instead. Still, same minute and a half in the box.
We spent a good bit of time the first couple minutes here in the Raiders' end, so this power play will hopefully tip things in the other direction.
It's Fauci, Kalemba, Gosler, Berliner, and Hyder out as the 5 skaters for the Raiders. Still scoreless here. 13:57 left to go in the first. It'll be an offensive zone draw to the Rockets goalie's right. Berliner over the dot, looking to win this on his backhand to Gosler. Instead, the puck pours forward, and Berliner goes right after it. He's got Fauci over there to cycle the puck. It's behind the cage. Looks into the slot, finds Gosler, flicks that puck farther forward. Rockets get there first. They dump it all the way out of the zone, and we'll get an icing, which gives us time to pause for station identification. You're watching this game on Midnight Sports. It's really cold in here. I hope you're warm. We're not. Midnight Sports. Well, offensive zone draw coming up here. It'll be Petrosinelli, Pizarro, Meyerowicz. Petrosinelli back at defense right now, maybe a 4th forward on the power play. Rockets try and move that puck forward, and they do. They find the blue line and out of the zone, and Gosler picks up and slaps it back into the offensive zone for the Raiders. Comes right back into the neutral zone now. Berliner takes over. He's got Pizarro and Meyerowicz down the left wing. Tries to find one of them, hits a stick in front. Puck rolls harmlessly to the far corner. Pizarro now on the cycle. He's got the puck there at the far dot. He looks for Meyerowicz. Meyerowicz gets handcuffed by the stick of the Rockets man. Can't get a shot on goal. Now Gosler dumps the puck back in. Gosler at the near half wall, pinches in, finds Meyerowicz. Meyerowicz, bad angle shot. Instead, it's a pass through the crease. Can't connect. Petrosinelli picks up at the far point. Puck rolls off his stick. Berliner over to cover to keep the zone. He's able to keep the zone momentarily. Now he finds Pizarro. Pizarro at the far dot, harassed by his man. Meyerowicz tries to get the puck back to him. Pizarro still with the puck. He finds Berliner. Berliner can't get that puck up and on net. Raiders still have the puck in the zone. Gosler tries a one-timer, goes wide of the cage. Rockets pick it up again behind their own cage. Now, Pizarro over to Gosler, and the puck is finally poked out. The Rockets with speed through the neutral zone. Petrosinelli's going to have to cover here as the Rockets come in. He does well to take his man off the puck. And this 5-on-3 is going to come to an end in 4 seconds. Pizarro now with the puck, crossing the blue line. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Petrosinelli with the puck in the slot. Shot goes wide after a deflection. Berliner goes to pick it up in the far corner. Berliner finds Marchuka. Marchuka harassed by his man, just dumps it right back in. Rockets fling it up and out of the zone. Steinfinkel turn. He's harassed by his man there. He'll go for cover all the way into his own zone, behind his own net. Steinfink on the forehand, looking for support. The Rockets pinch in. They're able to take over the puck in the offensive end. They're in the slot. They dangle one man. Now they're in the low slot, but they can't get that forehand on net. Marchuka goes to track down the puck. Instead, the Rockets take over at the near point, but they find Steinfink's stick. Steinfink's going to be able to skate this out of the zone. Steinfink crosses the red line. Now he crosses the blue line. He takes a heavy hit there, but he's able to dump the puck in farther, and then it's wrapped around the boards by the Rockets, but not out. Kalemba's able to keep the puck in the zone. Kalemba looking for support. Marchuka now on the forecheck as the Rockets take over. Rockets flick that up to the near half wall and eventually out of the zone, and Steinfinkel turn. Icing already waved as it must have hit a Raiders stick, and it's not going to cross the end line, so Steinfink retreats into his own zone, looks for Tanoff for support. Rockets take over there. They dump the puck in deeper again. It's at the end wall. Rockets with possession behind Bricker's cage. Bricker has the post sealed off, side of the cage hit there, and Steinfink looks to get this puck out of the zone. He uses the boards to get that out, and icing again waved there as the Rockets take over in their own zone. 11 minutes now as the clock continues to tick here. Kalemba on the puck, looks for a man in the slot, nobody home. The Rockets unable to get it out of the zone on their first try. Hyder now gums up the play at the blue line. He's able to kick the puck forward, and Kalemba now in for support. He works that puck farther, comes right back to Berliner, and now Kalemba's able to dump it in fully this time. Tanoff at the near point, waits for Berliner to go over to the near half wall. Berliner does, takes the puck off his man. He's behind the cage, but harassed there, taken out of the play, no call coming. and the Rockets look to move that puck. Samosi in for Berliner's support. Samosi now works that puck up to the far half wall. The Rockets beat everyone to it. They're going to skate this out of the zone. They're in the neutral zone are the Rockets, and they'll just dump in. Much needed line change for the Rockets skaters as the Raiders go back into their own end. Puck left there in the defensive zone momentarily. Now Hyder has the puck. He uses the boards to get that past the blue line, and the Rockets will have to clear the offensive zone. Pizarro waiting at his own blue line there, the offensive blue line that is, for the puck. Doesn't reach him, and the Rockets come right back in. Berliner, though, cuts out the threat in the middle of the ice. Berliner now works it up past the blue line. Pizarro waiting for that puck. He finds it at the red line. Taken off his stick, though, by the Rockets man, and they'll come right back the other way. Raiders dump that back the other way through the neutral zone, and the Rockets take over possession again. Bit of ping pong going right now in this game in the neutral zone. It's Koslewski now at the far point. He scored from this distance yesterday, unable to beat the goaltender from there today. Rockets take over at the near half wall. Push that puck farther to the point, but Gossler on the backhand is able to keep the zone. He finds Samosi at the near half wall. Heavy shot comes in from Gossler on cage there from the near point. Saved nicely by the Rockets goaltender, and the Rockets chop that forward all the way down. We do have an arm raised for icing, and we'll get the call at 9:22 left to go in the first period. It's still a scoreless game here at the Hollydell Ice Arena.
Lots of good back and forth there. It was just to rewind a little bit. Interesting choice to put Petro at the point on the power play there. He does have one of the heavier shots on the team, so perhaps the coach thinking we can get some action from the point with Petro back there.
That's right, Doug. At this level, sometimes the only way to score is to score a dirty goal and get that rebound. So a heavy Petro shot from the point makes a lot of sense if you're going to do the dirty work in the blue paint thereafter. Rockets break out of their zone, but they fail to hit a stick, and we'll get another icing call here at 9:09 left to go in the first period. It'll be another offensive zone draw for the Raiders.
Say something about the crowd.
Good-looking crowd today.
Well, mostly, Doug. Not everybody. Marchuka at the near dot here. He's got Vigliotti and Finkelstein out there with him. And Steinfink and Tanoff as the defensive pair. So we wait for the referees to get set as to who is going to drop the puck. Faceoff's going to come to the Rockets goalie's left. Marchuka wins that forward. Rockets come away with it. They're going to skate this out of the zone. Rockets with a soft dump in. Bricker will come out and clear that puck right over to Vigliotti. Nice play by Bricker there to keep possession in the Raiders' favor. Now Marchuka in the neutral zone. It's a 3-on-2 if they hurry. He's got Vigliotti down the right wing. On the forehand, he skates it wide, and Vigliotti takes over there. Looking for a teammate in the slot. Rockets get there first as Finkelstein was cheating in there from a wing position. Nearly got to the puck first. Instead, it's Agarwal. Comes in. Nice kick save there by Bricker to keep Agarwal out of the back of the net. Rockets now with the puck. They dump that in deeper, and they pick up there. It's Agarwal again looking in the slot. One-timer coming in. Oh, Bricker with a wonderful save. Gets over left to right and shuts that down before it hits the back of the cage. Now the Raiders desperate to get this puck out of the zone. Marchuka finds Finkelstein at the far half wall. Rockets come away with it. They're in the high slot again. Shot comes in. Bricker kicks that aside harmlessly to the far corner. Rockets again try and send something to the slot. Nobody home there. Vigliotti with time and the puck on his stick there. He's able to skate forward. He's got Finkelstein with him. He dumps in as he's told to get that puck deep so the Raiders can make a line change. Finkelstein comes up the play while four Raiders change behind the play. Now Berliner in the neutral zone with the puck. Dumps it in deeper. Tries to pass to himself. Instead, the Rockets come away with it, and they just dump it into the neutral zone. Petrosnelli out there now. Tries to bank that forward. Couldn't go deep with it as he hadn't gained the red line just yet. Rockets come away in their own zone again. They cycle back behind their own cage. Petrosnelli on the forecheck. Pulls up on the heavy hit so he doesn't take a penalty, and the Rockets still unable to work that out. Hyder pinches in, tries to slap it farther. Instead, the Rockets come away with it. Ooh, Gossler with an amazing stick there on a 2-on-1, able to cut out the threat in the neutral zone. He doesn't make that play, and it turns into a 2-on-0 very quickly. Gossler now on his own end, turns to recover in the far corner. 7:16 left to go here in the first period. He's on the forehand is Gossler. Sends that up to the blue line, but no farther, and the Rockets try and get that puck in deeper. They're in the slot, bouncing puck no one can corral, and the puck comes all the way up to the blue line. Again, though, not out. Two Rockets in the near corner. They cycle the puck to each other. Shot comes in on Bricker, and he's able to freeze it down right there with just under 7 minutes to go in the first period. Still a scoreless game.
Rockets getting some good chances here. Bricker standing tall.
Yeah, wonderful post-to-post save there. And the Rockets were swarming in front of the crease. Looks like the ensuing faceoff will be Berliner, his own zone. Rockets win that back to the point. Shot comes in, doesn't connect at first. Bricker sticks that aside. Tanoff gives chase in the near corner. He flicks that up to the point. Still not out, but it looks like Kalimba will get there first. He's going to take over the puck in his own zone. He's able to shepherd that out to the neutral zone. Berliner now gives chase. He's got the puck in the neutral zone with some speed. It's a 1-on-2. He's into the slot. Puck rolls up to Fauci, who directs that puck farther. Doesn't quite reach the cage. Now Berliner tries to settle that puck down. Instead, the Raiders come away with it. Tanoff turns. It's a 2-on-2. He's got Koslevsky with him. Koslevsky on his man, able to gum him up at the last second. Then Bricker makes two wonderful saves right in front of the goal mouth to keep this a scoreless game at 6:23 left to go in the first period.
Rockets man got a step ahead there, but Bricker right there on it again.
You like to see that kind of aggression at the goal mouth when the Rockets are pouring in like that in the low slot. Bricker shut down any angle the Rockets man had there. Marchuka wins that face-off over to Gosler, who rounds his net on the forehand, uses the boards to bank that up to the far point. Rockets keep the zone. Kalimba now has the puck, pushes that farther over to Gosler, who returns the favor to Kalimba. Puck hops over his stick, and Gosler goes to retrieve at the end boards again. Now the Rockets have it behind the cage. Quick shot comes in. Bricker gets down in time, and then he makes a shoulder save on the second shot. Rockets now have the puck. At the point, shot comes in, doesn't get home, and Marchuka's going to be able to skate this out. Marchuka now looks up, sees Kalimba, keeps skating. Marchuka leaves the puck for Kalimba after a poke check. Kalimba takes over on the forehand. He's at the far half wall. He dumps that puck in deeper to relieve some of this defensive pressure that the Raiders are feeling. Fauci takes his man out of the play at the near half wall and then takes a hit. Puck stays in the zone momentarily until the Raiders do get that out. 2-on-1 developing. Agarwal with the puck in the low slot. Finds the Rockets man. Shot goes high of the cage. And now Steinfink works that puck up to Kalimba and over to Marchuka. Marchuka gains the offensive zone. Some end-to-end action here after some choppiness to start this game. Rockets now with the puck behind their own net. They work it up to the far point, but no farther. Koslevsky keeps the zone. He finds Marchuka. Ooh, quick wrist shot goes just wide of the cage there. And Koslevsky pinches in to keep the zone again at the far half wall. Puck comes to the high slot. Hyder there to slap that farther into the zone, and Kalimba will give chase on the forecheck behind the net. Forces a pass from the Rockets that gets up to the near point, but not out yet. Hyder works that puck in farther. Over to Marchuka, gloves that down, and then he dances around his man to try and take over the puck again. Marchuka, screened forehand shot, goes wide of the cage there. Koslevsky picks up at the near point. Good pressure here by the Raiders. Shot comes in. Oh, a wonderful shot by Kalimba, and even better save there by the Rockets goaltender. Leg pad just couldn't elevate quite enough was Jackson Kalimba, and the Rockets keep the Raiders off the board. The board, that is. Now the Rockets come the other way. They break out of their zone. It's a 1-on-2, but the Rockets with speed. Hyder turns, gets his stick in the way of any pass to the slot, and Hyder takes over behind his own cage. Hyder looks for Pizarro. Pizarro turns. He's got the puck in the offensive zone. He's got a man draped all over him and no support just yet, so he tries to buy time in the offensive zone. Some ice snow gets him, and he'll have to leave the zone with the puck. The Raiders have to reset and work that puck forward again. Gosler now in his own end. Uses the boards to bank that up to Pizarro. Rockets take it off him and send it in their own zone. Rockets now turn the other way through the neutral zone. They can't get past Silas Gosler, who jams that puck farther again. Now Samosi with the long reach in. Keeps the puck in the zone. Comes to Berliner, but it hits a shin, and the Rockets break the other way. 3-on-2 here for the Rockets. They're in the zone. They send a long shot in on Bricker. He's able to kick that aside over to Gosler. Rockets take over again. Bricker shuts down the near post. Rockets scrambling to get a second shot on Bricker. Instead, Gosler gets there and pumps that up to the far half wall. Berliner now with the puck at the blue line. Works it up to Samosi. Samosi crosses the offensive blue line. He sends a shot in on goal. It's covered there and frozen with 3:26 left to go in the first period.
Once again, both teams with chances, play going back and forth. There was a lot of wide open net there for the Columbus shot, but I don't know if the goalie got a pad on it or someone got a stick on it. Just sailed wide.
Well, it'll be Berliner at the near dot. He works that up to Steinfink at the point. Steinfink tries to send a wrist shot in, hits a body in front. Now a rolling puck sent just wide of the cage by Samosi. Berliner tries to take over in the blue paint. Instead, the Rockets come away with it. They send it up to the blue line and out, and Hyder has to wait for his teammates to clear and then dumps it right back in. Rockets come the other way. We'll get icing wave with just over 3 minutes left to go here in the first period. Steinfink will take over in his own end. Puck hops over his stick momentarily, and the Rockets take over in the offensive zone. Now they're cycling, trying to go to the slot. Instead, Steinfink turns with the puck. He's going to be able to pass this up to Pizarro into the neutral zone. Pizarro now with the puck. Pizarro waiting for his teammates for support. Now they all pour in. Pizarro still in the mid-slot. Puck finally comes off his stick as the Rockets take him out of the play, but Pizarro will draw the penalty here. Bricker goes to the bench so that the Raiders can get a sixth skater out there. Bigliotti goes to track down the puck before it can be touched up, but the Rockets beat him to it, and at 2:33 left to go in the first period, the Raiders are going back to the power play.
Pizarro taken into the glass there by one of the Rockets players. Arm went up. Get another power play opportunity here. We'll see if they go with the same strategy with Petro at the point. It looks like they're actually.
Looks like Petro may take the draw. Marchuka at the point here, although it is the near point, so we'll see if Petro maybe cycles around to Tanoff's position. Heavy shot there by Tanoff comes in, gobbled up immediately by the Rockets goaltender. No rebound, despite the fact that both Meyerowicz and Petrosinelli were waiting in the blue paint for any puck that could have been loose. Well, Doug, that's what you asked for, the heavy shot from the point. The Rockets goaltender just a little quicker to the puck than the Raiders skaters. Ensuing face-off, worked up and past the blue line by the Rockets. Marchuka turns to track down the puck. The Rockets get there, and now they try and break in on Bricker. Bricker blockers that aside. Still 1:10 left to go on the power play here for the Raiders. Headman pass doesn't connect to Finkelstein. Puck goes all the way into the offensive zone, but it'll be an icing. And the Raiders will make that long skate all the way back down to the defensive zone.
Tried to hook up that long pass again, just past the stick. Does look like we're getting Marchuka at the point on this power play with Petro up front.
Yeah, the big body of Petrosinelli in front of the cage could pay dividends on screening that Rockets goaltender. Ensuing face-off. Raiders win that all the way back to Gosser right in front of his own cage. Gosser on the forehand looks to cycle that over to Marchuka. Marchuka in the near corner. He's got Gosser still back there for support, and he just cycles it right back to him behind the cage. Rockets are happy if the Raiders keep this in their defensive end as they look to set up the power play. There's the breakout over to Finkelstein. He's got Meyerowicz down the left wing. Finkelstein comes in, and we get a late whistle there for an offside. And we'll get a stoppage in play with 1:45 left to go in the first period. Still 42 seconds on the power play.
Yeah, one of the Raiders over there on the far side looked like he wanted to be in that little bit of a gray area around the blue line. Gray and blue, I don't know, but there was a foot over. Whistle blew.
Well, ensuing face-off, Berliner wins that back to Gosser, who dumps it in the offensive zone. Now Berliner gives chase on the forecheck. Finkelstein there to try and cut out the pass. Instead, it comes all the way to Gosser, flipped high and wide of the goal. Meyerowicz now at the near half wall, tries to work that puck in farther. Meyerowicz does. He turns with the puck, sends a bad angle shot in. Rebound was sitting there wanting. Berliner now has it stuck in his skates. Meyerowicz comes away with it at the far half wall. He takes a heavy hit. Both players knew the hit was coming, but Meyerowicz comes away with the puck, at least momentarily. Rockets throw that to the far corner. They're desperate to get this out of the zone. 10 seconds left to go on the power play. The Rockets skate that only so far as Meyerowicz, who tries to dangle around his man, but his man takes over the puck again. Rockets now have the puck. It's 5-on-5 skating. 63 seconds left to go in the first period. Rockets through the neutral zone now. They go weak side. They cross in the offensive zone, but again, another tight offside call there with 56.9 seconds left. Breaks up the offensive momentum, this time for the Rockets.
First period winding down here. Neither team has had a clear advantage, I think, on this play. It's been a pretty even matchup so far.
It seems like the teams have been trading chances, and the goalies have been equal to the task on both ends. Now it's Pizarro at the dot just outside his defensive zone. Works it back to Tanoff. He uses the boards, chip that right back into the neutral zone. Bigliotti there waiting for the puck. Rockets get there first. Just move it to Tanoff at the blue line. Now Bigliotti works that puck nearly into the offensive zone until the Rockets turn it the other way. Puck comes up into the netting with 39.4 seconds left to go right here in front of the glass. We should get a center ice face-off out of it. Well, despite the late night last night, Doug, looks like the Raiders have had some decent jump here in the first period.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It started off very well. Was a big rush from the Rockets as the game started, but things calmed down fairly quickly.
Raiders try and work this out of the zone. They're at the near point, but the Rockets dump it right back in with under 30 seconds left to go here in the first. Tanoff takes his man out of the play. Pizarro taken out on his own terms. Now the Rockets have a shot in on Bricker. He kicks that aside. Second shot comes in, kicked aside again by Bricker. Now Pizarro takes his man out of the play. Rockets pushing with just 10 seconds left to go. They're in the high slot. Now at the far circle, they try and send something in. A wonderful block there by Tanoff keeps that puck from reaching the goal mouth, and Samosi's able to push that farther, and that's going to do it for the first period. It's going to be Raiders 0, Rockets 0 after 1. Stick around. Puck drop for period 2. 16 more minutes put on the board. Coming up next on Midnight Sports. Well, before puck drop starts on period 2, we do have time to visit with one of our sponsors. This morning's game on Midnight Sports is brought to you by Settling for Chain Restaurants While You're Traveling. Hockey fans, it's happened to all of us. You pass an Olive Garden or a Chili's and think to yourself, ugh, that's gross. I'd never eat there. But then something magical happens. You get on a plane or you drive somewhere far from home, and what was once a sign you looked away from in disgust has now become a beacon of light upon a hill. All of a sudden, unlimited apps or endless breadsticks sound like they should be rewarded with not 1, but 3 Michelin stars. It's Settling for Chain Restaurants While You're Traveling, where compromise and disappointment is the spice of life. Well, period 2, as the teams get set up here, as advertised, 16 minutes put right back up on the board. Looks like it's going to be the period of the long change, as always. The referee and linesman call the players to center ice.
Just wanted to mention, we've got 16-minute periods this weekend, a little bit longer than we're used to playing in the Long Island Hockey League. But unusually, we also have another unusual thing where the penalties are only a minute and a half. So we have longer periods and shorter penalties. Strange combination.
It's almost like, the organizers just really want to see the kids out there playing, which is it's all good and well so long as the players generally abide by the rules. Period 2 puck drop. Raiders win that forward in the offensive zone. It's Marchuka now at the end wall. Works behind the cage, trying to work something into the slot. Instead, the Rockets come away with it there, and they're going to skate this out of their zone with speed, or the Rockets. It's Orban, now in, sends that puck to the end wall, comes right in front of the crease. Hyder picks it up and gets that out of trouble, but it goes all the way down, and that's going to be an icing and give us time to pause for station identification. You're watching this game on Midnight Sports. Turns out, still cold. Midnight Sports. Well, defensive zone draw here for the Raiders. Just 29 seconds into the second period. It'll be Marchuka. He's got Tanoff, Gosler, Fauci, and Kalemba out there with him. Marchuka wins that to the far corner. Tanoff tries to pick up the puck there. The Rockets beat him to it. They try and work it up to the point. Instead, the puck rolls to the slot. Shot comes high. We get a quick whistle here. See if it's a penalty or just a bad drop.
Gotta confess, I did not see what happened there. It looks like they're sending Marchuka to the box.
Well, that'll be a penalty. It feels like one of those old even up the penalty calls. And at 15:24, the Raiders are going to the penalty kill for the first time this game. Now it'll be Tanoff and Gosler as a defensive pair. Petrosinelli and Meyerowicz out there as the forwards. This faceoff's going to come to Bricker's right. And the scorekeeper looking to put a minute and 30 seconds on that penalty. That's why we have a bit of a delay here. Well, the Raiders won't mind the delay, of course, as 14 goals were put on the scoreboard for them instead of number 14 to the box.
They've got a bit of a huddle around the controls over there at in the box for the scoreboard.
Doug, feel free to run over there and tell them they don't need to change a thing.
No, I'm good with this score. We can keep it this way.
Happy to go down a player if we're up 14 goals.
Got Lance over there handling the music for the game today. It's probably not out of line to wonder if perhaps
he might have had a hand in all of this.
Just saying.
Well, I don't like to speculate, but I do like to give credit, and if that's true, Lance on the board with 14 goals. Oh, back down to 0 now. Penalties on the board, and we are going to get a puck drop here in the defensive zone. Rockets win that back to the far point. They're on the forehand are the Rockets. They're cycling now, point to point. Rockets looking for a clear lane to shoot. Egerall calls for the puck. Cut out expertly there, though, by Meyerowicz and pushes him out of the zone. Raiders can't go for a change because it is that period of the long change, and on the penalty kill, they want to be extra sure it's safe for them to move to the bench. Now Egerall rounds the Raiders' cage. He's on the backhand looking for support up at the point. He finds it in the slot. Shot comes in, hits a body in front. Tanoff goes to recover at the far corner. Tanoff tries to push that up. Comes to Petrosinelli, who's able to push that past his man. Petrosinelli has Meyerowicz on a 2-on-1 shorty coming up. Petrosinelli fires that in over the shoulder of the Rockets goaltender, and that's a Raiders goal.
Fantastic little snapshot there. Beat the goalie. Shorthanded goal.
There's something out of nothing there for Petro. Just trying to fling it in on goal. And I think it was Michael Scott quoting Wayne Gretzky who said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." And
absolutely.
Petro took that one to heart. Ensuing faceoff. Petro wins that over to the right wing. Steinfink pours over, try and pick up the puck and send that out of the zone. Bouncing puck does leave the zone. Petrosinelli all over the puck now. He's buzzing out there. Tries to work it up to Meyerowicz. Still 36 seconds left to go on the kill here for the Raiders. Petro rubs his man off the puck, and the puck does come out of the zone. We should get a quick whistle here. No.
That was definitely a couple of feet over the line, but none of the stripes saw it.
Well, now the puck right in front of the cage. Bricker with a wonderful glove keeps that out. Danny Coffey does not have a coach's challenge to send to Toronto, so that was an important save, despite the Rockets being offside, leading to that offensive chance. Now the Rockets in the neutral zone. 8 seconds left to go here on the kill for the Raiders. Rockets break right back into the offensive zone. They're in the high slot. Now the mid slot. Gosser's able to cut that out, at least initially. Rockets take over at the end boards again. 5-on-5 skating again as Berliner comes into the defensive zone to support his teammates. Petrosinelli now on the puck. Stick gets gummed up, but he strongly moves that bouncing puck all the way into the offensive zone, and the Raiders will get a change out of this with 13:36 left to go in the second period. Puck comes to Berliner. He's in on goal. Sends a shot up into the glove of the Rockets goaltender. A nice save there by the Rockets goalie, and we'll get a stoppage in play at 13:32 in the second.
Berliner picks the pocket of that Rockets player and puts one right on the goalie. Looked like he got it right in his chest, though.
That was a nice save there by the Rockets goaltender, of course, after he was disappointed in letting in the Petrosinelli shot. Berliner wins that face-off forward. He picks up the puck in the near corner, tries to work that down to Bizarro. Bizarro fires in behind the cage. Rockets reverse that the other way. Krzyzewski pinches in, moves that puck to Berliner. Berliner rubbed off the puck, and the Rockets are able to bang that around to the far half wall, but then Hyder pinches in, works that down to Samosi. Puck hops over his stick. Bizarro out there now. Krzyzewski calling for the puck at the near point. Bizarro cycles that puck in deeper to Samosi, who's looking for Berliner in the slot. Hits a body there, settles, but no one can get a stick on it. Krzyzewski with a stick in, sends that puck in on net, hits a body in front, and now Hyder has the puck. He flings that forward. It's gloved down there by the Rockets goaltender with 12:53 left to go in the second period.
Good job by the Raiders keeping the puck in.
Yeah, some good cycling of the puck there in the offensive end by the Raiders. And that Bizarro, Samosi, Berliner line seems to really have some chemistry here in South Jersey. Well, ensuing face-off, it's Marchuka at the dot here. Looks like Marchuka getting kicked out of the face-off circle, and so it'll be Finkelstein to take the draw. Finkelstein wins that over to the slot. Rockets come away with it, and Bigliotti tries to recover on the forecheck in the offensive end. Instead, the Rockets take over possession. They go point to point, get that puck past their blue line into the neutral zone, and now all the way down. Gossler turns to recover in the near corner. He tries to cycle that back. He takes a heavy hit there, and Marchuka will take over behind his own net. Hops over a stick, does Marchuka. He's going to skate this out of the zone. He's got Bigliotti up the right wing. Sends that puck over to Bigliotti, who's able to corral that puck in the neutral zone, and it gets worked back to Steinfink and then cut out by the Rockets there. They're going to come right back into the offensive zone, but not before Marchuka stick lift in the neutral zone keeps the puck there. Bigliotti tries to take that puck at the blue line. Rockets beat him to it. Now Steinfink turns. Gossler for support in the slot. Rockets have it. Puck comes into the slot. Now it comes into the slot again. Shot goes wide of the cage. Finkelstein picks up in the near corner. Rockets try and work that puck farther, and they only work it so far as Nate Steinfink. Steinfink now through the neutral zone. He gains the offensive zone. He's on the backhand looking for support in the slot. Works it all the way to the near corner. Takes a heavy hit to do so. The Raiders are able to keep the zone. Finkelstein now tries to curl to the slot. Stick gets in the way once and then twice, but Marchuka on the backhand. He can lift that backhand. Look out. It's frozen down there as the puck comes in low with 11:42 left to go in the second period. It will be a Raiders offensive zone draw.
Neither team really able to control the puck well. That last sequence bounced from stick to stick to stick.
It's almost like the ice is a little choppy there. It's been a bouncing puck out there. Maybe we'll cut one open here soon, see if the puck's corked. It's Berliner at the near dot. Tries to win that forward to himself. Kalemba in for support, sends that rink wide over to the weak side, and Berliner tries to pick it up. Fauci over there as well for support. Rockets now pounding that puck around, and they do get it out of the zone. Puck comes up to Hyder. Now the Rockets work that forward. Koslewski cuts out a would-be 2-on-1 threat there right at the blue line. The Rockets gain the zone, but without possession, and Hyder works that up to the far point. Now a shot comes in wide of Bricker. He sticks that all the way to the near corner just to be sure. Rockets take over the puck there. They're at the near half wall. They're surrounded by Kalemba. Kalemba pushes that up to the point. Not out just yet. The Rockets will take over again at the end boards. They cycle it around to the near half wall to the Rockets. It's Agarwal again, looking for support behind the net. Bricker going post to post, shutting down anything near side. Berliner will take over behind his own cage, works it up to Kalemba. Kalemba works that farther. The Rockets send a soft shot in that Hyder cuts out. Puck now comes up to Berliner, but not out again. Raiders playing with fire in their own zone here as the puck sits at the end boards. Now the pass to the slot doesn't connect. The Raiders still unable to get it out of the zone, but they do get it safely up to the point. Rockets take over at the end boards again. They set up at the near dot. Pass comes into the slot. Still not out. Now Berliner's going to do it himself. He's on the backhand, but he's able to get that all the way out of the defensive zone until the Rockets take over and dump right back in. Raiders need to get a puck deep here so they can get a line change. Instead, they're behind their own cage. Hyder works it up just past Fauci, and then Hyder goes to recover the puck at the far half wall again. Hyder on the forehand. Now he banks that up just past Fauci's stick again. Shot comes in, hits the shin pads of Berliner, and goes wide. Now the puck sits in the slot. Oh my gosh, Bricker there. Wow. He goes post to post again, ninja style, moves over, and that puck gets stuck in his glove and equipment, but importantly, not in the back of the net.
Fantastic glove save by Bricker there. That was teed up. Player tried to go high. Bricker snatched it out of the air, but a little concerning there. That puck spent a lot of time in front of Bricker in that sequence and that shift. So
felt like a lifetime there right before that last shot. The Raiders do get a change out of it though, and Petrosinelli comes forward. He tries that wrist shot from the exact same area of the ice again, and this one's saved by the Rockets goaltender with 9:54 left to go in the second. Well, Doug, it's like they can hear you down there. You sounded a little disappointed with the defensive zone time for the Raiders, and they immediately won the faceoff and came the other way. Ensuing face-off, Marchuka tries to win that forward. Comes up to Gossler at the far point. It's worked farther there by Meyerowicz. Marchuka then works it over to Petrosinelli. Right in the blue paint. Saved nicely by the Rockets goaltender. Unable to break out, or the Rockets at first. Now they do cross the blue line. They're in the neutral zone. DeRosa takes the puck into the offensive zone, and it's cut out there by Gossler. Now Marchuka has a 2-on-0 developing with Meyerowicz. Marchuka finds Meyerowicz. Shot comes in. A wonderful save there by the Rockets goaltender. Not to be outdone by Bricker. The Rockets goaltender robs Meyerowicz in the blue paint.
Raiders found themselves with an absolutely wonderful gift there, and with the 2-on-none, and Marchuka made the pass, but the goalie was down, but was able to get in front of that one.
Well, Have a bunch of chances like that. Some of them are going to go in. Ensuing face-off. Rockets are able to pump that out of the zone. Gosler turns to take his man out of the play and works it right back up to Marchuka. Now Marchuka gives chase in the offensive zone. He's got Petrosinelli in for support at the far dot. Tries to work it over to him. Instead, taken out of the play, and the Rockets fired around near side. Petrosinelli fires over to the near half wall. Try and get to the puck. He meets his man and the puck at the same time, but the Rockets are going to be able to get this out of the zone. They're through the neutral zone are the Rockets. They dump it all the way to Gosler, who turns with the puck on his backhand behind his own cage. He reverses to himself. He finds Steinfink over there in the near corner. Steinfink on the forehand tries to dance around his man. The Rockets come away with it. One-timer doesn't connect there as Bricker got over anyway, but the Rockets do keep possession in the offensive zone. Shot comes in, deflected wide. Rockets will have to collect in the near corner again. The Rosa over there takes Steinfink out of the play. Meyerowicz fires now at the half wall. Tries to get that puck out of the zone. Still 8:29 left to go here in the second period as Petrosinelli takes over the puck in his own zone. Who takes a heavy hit there, but does shepherd that puck past the blue line. The Rockets have to clear the zone. Raiders will take over again at their own blue line. Right in front of the Rockets bench as the puck's chipped farther, but not past the blue line for an offside. Meyerowicz able to dump that as the Raiders will get a change here. Raiders will pour onto the ice over the bench. At the urgent, the blue line are the Rockets, and now into the offensive zone. They dump in. Hyder turns to pick up. He's got Koslevsky with him. Puck cycled over just beyond Nate Koslevsky, and the shot comes in and goes wide of the cage from the Rockets. Rockets again try and pick up in the offensive zone. Hyder in the far corner works that puck up to Samosi, but beyond him, and now the Rockets are able to dump in again. They fire into the far corner, do the Rockets. Trying to get possession and a shot on goal. Samosi, long stick, is able to saucer that out of the zone, and Pizarro looks to tap it to himself in the neutral zone. He lifts the stick of his man, but the puck doesn't follow, and now the puck sits in the neutral zone until Koslevsky takes over at the offensive blue line. He dumps in and maintains the point there. Pizarro on the forecheck to the far corner. 7:05 as the clock continues to go here. Berliner finds Koslevsky in the high slot. Koslevsky with the wrist shot. Shrugged aside there by the Rockets goaltender. And the puck stays in the offensive zone, but only momentarily. Now it's a one-on-one back the other way. Orban and Hyder jostling for the puck. Orban goes down. Hyder takes over. No penalty called. Hyder goes rink wide over to Berliner. Puck hops over his stick, though, and the Rockets keep the zone. Rockets pouring in now, close to the goal mouth. They're getting frustrated at Bricker keeping them out of the back of the net. Raiders are able to chop that out of the zone with 6.5 minutes left to go in the second period. It's Pizarro on the forecheck in the offensive zone. Rockets have possession. They move it up to their own blue line, but not quite across. Pizarro now taking men out of the play. Rockets move it farther. They softly shoot it in the offensive zone, and Hyder settles down a rolling puck and flings that up to Vigliotti on his second try. Rockets take over in the offensive zone still. Still the Rockets. Now it comes to Pizarro's stick. Vigliotti has the puck from Pizarro. He's got Pizarro over there with him on the right wing. Vigliotti uses that big body to shepherd the puck all the way to the end boards, and now Marchuka on the forecheck. Rockets evade him, skate around their own net and out of their zone. Rockets with speed. It's a 2-on-3 for the Rockets. They're in the zone momentarily. They're in on Bricker. Nice leg save there, and then a stick save. Puck comes to the slot again, rattles around in front, and goes wide of the cage. Rockets working hard now to get shots in on Bricker. Marchuka has the puck. He works that up to Vigliotti. Vigliotti on the forehand, leaves it for Marchuka. Marchuka with speed. He's got Finkelstein on a 2-on-1 developing here for Marchuka. He's at the far dot. Shot goes just over the cage from Luke Marchuka. Gosler keeps the zone, sends it back to Marchuka. Heavy pass comes off his stick, and now Gosler tries to take the puck off his man at the blue line. He's able to keep the zone there. Silas Gosler has the puck. He sends a wrist shot off the side of the cage there. Rockets will look to pick up and work it out of the zone. Finkelstein works that up to Vigliotti. Vigliotti works that puck in farther. Rockets try and get that puck out of the zone. Instead, Finkelstein curls for Vigliotti, who sends a backhand pass over to Marchuka. Doesn't connect, hits the goaltender first. Now Marchuka spins it into the slot. One-timer in the slot. One shot, two, and now the Rockets goalie's able to lay on that puck after the Raiders had several chances in the blue paint.
Blue shirts all up in the goalie's grill. Puck bouncing around, doesn't go in.
Well, it's some bad puck luck there for the Raiders after 1, 2, and 3 jabs at the puck, about 2 feet from the goal. But credit the Rockets goaltender for keeping that puck out of the back of the net. 4:57 left to go here in the second period. It's Berliner at the near offensive dot. He wins that faceoff up to Tanoff. Tanoff dumps that puck in deeper. Kalemba gives chase. He's got support with Berliner and Fauci down there. Rockets work that puck over to the far side, pick it up at the far half wall, and work it up to their defensive blue line. Rockets have gained the neutral zone now. They come weak side, and then they dump it in. Raiders will have to turn. Tanoff goes to retrieve the puck behind his own net. Tanoff with the puck there, gets caught in his skates, but Fauci picks up at the near corner. Now the puck comes up to the near point and out of the zone. Bouncing puck leaves the zone, and the Rockets will have to reset in their own end and then the neutral zone. They do. They work that puck into the offensive end, and Tanoff again turns with 4:20 left to go here in the second period. Works that puck up to Fauci. Not quite out yet. Rockets able to keep the zone. They send just a desperation shot in on Bricker. Doesn't reach the cage, nor does the follow-up. Tanoff curls that puck around to the far half wall. Rockets dump it in deeper. Kalemba now waiting for the puck on the near side. Rockets dump it in deeper to avoid him. Fauci goes to pick up the puck. Shot goes well wide of the cage there after hitting a skate in front and comes up to the near point. Heavy shot comes in. Glove down by Berliner there. He's going to skate this puck out of the zone. He's got Fauci on the right wing with him. He takes it himself into the slot. Still on the slot. He's on the forehand. Shot comes in on the Rockets goaltender. It's fumbled in front, but the Rockets defensemen beat everyone to it, and they're able to jam that out of the zone. Now Steinfink goes to take over the puck. Comes up to the blue line. Rockets still have to clear the zone. Unable to do so as they wait, so Berliner takes over. He's got Kalemba. Jackson Kalemba on the forehand. Still Jackson. Oh, he goes right off the crossbar and up into the netting. Oh, man, a game of inches there, Doug.
Yeah, there was a little bit of daylight there in the top left corner of the net. Puck was headed right toward it, caught the crossbar instead, went up into the net.
Now that was nearly a bar down shot for Jackson Kalemba. Instead, we get a stoppage in play with 3:24 left to go in the second period. It'll be an offensive zone draw to the Rockets goalie's left. Marchuka, Meyerowicz, Petrosinelli as the forwards, Schlefsky and Steinfink out as the defensive pair. It's the Rockets now with the puck in their own end. Puck comes up to the point, and Krzyzewski is able to just dump that right back in. Meyerowicz tries to pick up the puck at the end boards. Comes over to Petrosinelli. Rockets beat him to the puck, and they're going to get this at least as far as the blue line, and now out of the zone. Rockets with some speed now. Meyerowicz cuts out the threat at the red line, turns the puck the other way, and then the Rockets dump right in. Icing wave, so the puck comes to Bricker, who shepherds it over to Marchuka. Marchuka takes the puck on his forehand. It looks like he was wrapped with a stick there. No call coming on any sort of slash. The Rockets are able to keep the zone. Rockets at the near corner. They send something to the slot. It hits Nate Steinfink's skate. Then the Rockets player blows a tire. It's a 3-on-1 developing here for the Raiders. Petrosinelli on the forehand sends a shot in low, looking for that shot pass over to Meyerowicz. Misses the cage. Now the Rockets look to pick up the puck at the end boards. Instead, Petrosinelli's there. He cycles it over to Marchuka. But we're going to get a Raiders penalty. Looks like it's a rough. And it's going to be Petrosinelli going to the box. It's either a rough or an elbow as the linesman goes over. Nope, interference. Well, if you were playing penalty bingo, I think you've got bingo now, as I called out pretty much every penalty in the book. Yeah. Either way, it's a minute and a half for Petrosinelli in the box. Yeah,
Petro went to put that one on the goal on that breakaway or on the odd man rush, and he I think one of the Rockets defenders may have gotten a stick on his stick as he took the shot and didn't quite go in the direction he anticipated.
Well, this will be a big kill, Doug. Minute and a half on the board for the penalty. About 2.5 minutes left in the period. Raiders up a goal, down a man. Here comes a shot. Oh, a wonderful glove save there by Bricker. He gets that glove up, and he robs another goal from the Rockets with 2:20 left to go in the second period.
Bricker snatched another one right out of the air there.
And he tracked that puck the whole way. Absolutely, Doug. All right, Berliner at the dot. Wins that forward up to Samosi. Not out of the zone just yet. Long stick of Samosi. Gums up a pass there. Berliner's able to kick that up and out of the zone. Now it's Berliner one-on-one. He's got a man back checking him. He's got Samosi on the right wing. Berliner tries to turn to get the puck over. Instead, Rockets come away with it. It's a 3-on-2 coming the other way. The Rockets content to dump that in at the blue line and try and gain possession. Rockets now at the near dot. Pass goes wide of the cage. No stick to connect with on the far post. Now it's Berliner able to take the puck off his man and skate the puck safely out of the zone. He seems to be out of gas though now as he shepherds the puck farther, and he'll be able to go for a change after a hearty 45-second penalty kill there by him. Rockets gain the offensive zone. They're in the mid slot. Shot comes in, sticked wide by Tanoff into the far corner. Rockets still with the puck. Send a shot that's sticked aside by Bricker, and Tanoff takes over there. Tanoff wraps that around the boards, and Vigliotti will give chase as the puck looks like it won't quite reach the end line, and it'll kill more of this penalty with 24 seconds left to go on the Raiders' kill. Finkelstein now try and gum that up in the offensive zone. Rockets come away with it, but they have to turn and reset with 15 seconds left to go on their own power play. Rockets break back through the neutral zone. They're in the offensive zone now, are the Rockets. Trying to get something into the slot. Cut out there by Finkelstein, who was tracking back. He's able to feather that up to the near point. 3 seconds left to go on the kill here for the Raiders. Very well done after the 10-bell Bricker save. Now the pass comes in, across the crease mouth, hits a stick, and goes high and wide. Raiders look to get this out of the zone. 48 seconds left to go in the second period. Tanoff works that over to Vigliotti. Vigliotti on the backhand, leaves that out for Finkelstein. And now Bizarro comes back into the zone. Bizarro picks up the puck in the zone. 37 seconds left to go here in the second period. Bizarro behind his own cage, cycles that over to Gossler. Gossler now in the forehand, has the puck, cycles that back to Tanoff. Rockets content to let the Raiders pass the puck in their own zone. Tanoff now works that up to Vigliotti, and Bizarro on the break. Bizarro can track down this puck. He's got 22 seconds left to go. He's got Gossler pinching in. Puck nearly meets him in the slot. Instead hits a body, and the Rockets come the other way in a 2-on-1. 15 seconds left to go here as the Rockets come to the offensive zone. Oh, cut out very well by Chris Tanoff. Now the puck rolls all the way in on crease, sits there, and it goes high over the cage after it deflects off Bricker's shoulder with 4.9 seconds left to go here in the second period.
Raiders did very well on the back check there. They caught up after letting that odd man rush get launched. Still ended up needing a
just a wonderful save
there by Bricker.
Absolutely. Now 5 seconds left to go in the period. All you want to do is limit a shot here, and the Rockets whiff on that shot, and here comes the buzzer. All right. So that'll do it for two. It's Raiders 1, Rockets 0 after 2 periods here at the Hollydell Ice Arena in Washington Township, New Jersey. Stick around. Period 3's puck drop. 16 more minutes on the board. Coming up next. Well, period 3 puck drop coming up in just a second. But first, we have time to visit with another one of our Midnight Sports sponsors. Today's game on Midnight Sports is made possible by Dial-Up Internet. Hockey fans, sure, it's easy today to sign on, stream a movie, or download whatever song you'd like. But don't forget, it was just a few short years ago that life was nasty, short, and brutish. That's right. Getting a web page to load took chasing your little sister off the phone, at least 10 beeps of a modem, and then the digital car wreck of 2 computers shaking hands. Then and only then could you have the privilege of waiting 5 minutes for one picture on a website to load. Dial-up internet. Be honest, you miss it a little bit. Ensuing face-off for the third period, and the Rockets break into the offensive zone, but no shot coming. Now Marchuka the other way through the neutral zone. On the forehand, he gains the offensive end. We got a quick whistle there. Unclear that the Raiders were offside, but a better safe than sorry call from the referee at the near boards here. We'll get a face-off just outside the offensive zone for the Raiders. It'll be Marchuka. Fauci Kalemba out there as the forward line. Marchuka wins that forward. He's on the backhand, far wall now. Got Kalemba in the slot, taken out of the play, no call coming, and the Rockets will come away with it in the neutral zone. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Hyder's back. Pass comes to the headman just a little bit far for LaRosa. Now the bad angle shot comes in on Bricker. He's able to block that aside, and the puck finds Kalemba in the neutral zone. Oh, he takes a heavy hit trying to work that puck forward, and the Rockets come away with it. Rockets dump that in the offensive end. Clearly, whatever the Rockets coach told them has some pep in their step as they are buzzing around the Raiders' net. Raiders not giving up, though. They're able to work that puck out of the zone, past the blue line, and looking for some relief here in the offensive end. We're going to get a call here against Gosler as he takes his man out of the play, but the Rockets in the slot. Shot comes in on Bricker. He's able to kick that down into the glove and freeze it with 14:53 left to go in the third period.
Yeah. Gosler, Kalemba, the Rockets player all ended up against the boards there. The Rockets player ended up being upended. Gosler's going to sit for a minute and a half for that.
Yeah, it looks like they got him for interference. It was one of those players on the ice calls. Better blow the whistle. So, for a minute and a half, Silas Gosler to the box. Raiders up a goal, down a man. Petro Sinelli in on the kill, taking that faceoff. Puck sits at the dot. Petro works it up to the near point, but not out. Rockets looking for a slot pass, trying anything against Bricker here, different angle shots. Still can't get something on cage just yet. Rolling puck comes all the way through the blue paint, harmlessly to the near corner. Rockets take over there. They turn. Try and work short side on Bricker. He's able to stick that aside, and Petro Sinelli comes away with the puck in the slot. It's one-on-one for Petro Sinelli. He dances around his man. He finds some purchase there as the puck rolls off his stick at the very end to the near corner. Rockets take over there. Meyerowicz, though, with an expert cutout of that pass, keeps the puck at the end boards. He's taken out of the play. Still no arm raised, so the Rockets are going to be able to skate this out of their zone. Rockets are past their own blue line now, through the neutral zone with speed. Puck comes off a stick there, and the Raiders, through Steinfink, turn it right back the other way. Agrawal takes over. Meyerowicz gums up another pass there by the Rockets. They're unable to break out the first time. Amoletti takes over the puck now, gains the offensive zone. Sends that rink wide over to another Rockets forward. The Rockets working hard to get that one-touch pass into the slot. No one home for them as they now cycle the puck up to the high slot and now to the near point. Rockets now with a shot in. Kicked aside by Bricker. Up and over the net was that shot. Hyder goes to recover. It's Petro Sinelli trying to get to the puck. Rockets come away with it again at the point. High slot shot comes in. Goes wide of the cage there. Rockets try and curl around. Bricker able to fight that one off. And now the puck goes well north of the blue line for the Raiders. We're back to 5-on-5 skating. Just over 13 minutes left to go here in the third period. Rockets break right back into the offensive zone. They're at the near half wall. Work it up to the point. Now the high slot. Puck sits in the high slot. And now to the far circle. Shot comes in. Bricker shrugs that off. Easy for you to say. And the Rockets try and take over in the far corner. Instead, Bizarro gets to the puck first. He dances around his man and then cycles it over to Hyder. Hyder picks up the puck on the forehand. He whips that up past the blue line, and the Raiders clear the zone. Rockets will have to clear the offensive zone, that is, and now break right back in. Instead, puck hits a skate in front, and Berliner comes away with it. It's a 1-on-2 in the slot. Berliner sends a soft shot in. It's sticked up and into the glove of the Rockets goaltender, and at 12:40, we'll get another stoppage in play. Well, Doug, the Raiders were able to kill that penalty off.
Yeah, that was a big power play there for the Rockets. They were moving the puck well. They put some good shots on. Looks like they want to be running things from that high slot right now, which is a little bit different than what we've seen before. But Raiders killed it.
Well, Koslewski tries to dump that puck in. He does. He finds Marchuka curling in the low slot. Marchuka stick just gets right in front of his shot. Puck rolls harmlessly to the far corner. Now the Raiders buzzing. It's Marchuka in on net. Oh, it's a nice save there from the arm of the Rockets goalie. Marchuka goes to collect the puck again. He's buzzing, as are the rest of the Raiders. Bizarro now with the puck in the near corner. He's able to poke that up to Steinfink, who dumps that puck in deeper at the half wall. Bizarro tries to take over again. He's got two Rockets men all over him in the near corner. Bizarro working hard to get the puck over to Marchuka, and it ends up in the netting. Looks like, though, it must have hit the glass before. We'll get no delay of game penalty there. It'll just be an offensive zone draw for the Raiders.
Once again, a few Raiders right on the doorstep there. Goalie still looming large in the net for the Rockets. Playing well today.
Well, it'll be Pizarro, Marchuka, Samosi, Steinfink, and Koszlewski out there as the 5 skaters for the Raiders. Marchuka at the near dot wins that on the backhand over to Samosi. Samosi works that up to Steinfink. Puck rolls on him though, and now the Rockets come away with it. Mini break developing. Koszlewski tries to get back. Rockets in on Bricker. Bricker shuts that down with the underside of the blocker. He's able to snap that closed. The threat's not over just yet though, as the Rockers still have possession. They work it up to the far point, and now the puck's going to come out on the stick of Marchuka. He works that to the neutral zone. Raiders try and take a deep breath here as they work the puck farther forward. Koszlewski slaps that puck up to the offensive blue line. Rockets take over. They try a diagonal pass to the neutral zone. It finds a Rocket stick, and they dump it in. Koszlewski turns to pick up the puck. Koszlewski slaps that up to Pizarro, waiting for it at the defensive blue line, who then leaves it for Marchuka. Marchuka now into the offensive zone. Samosi with him. Rockets take the puck off the Raiders and come right back the other way. Rockets into the offensive zone at the blue line and then cut out there by the Raiders. Raiders trying to play some lockdown defense here. Pizarro comes away with the puck. Marchuka clears the zone, and Samosi can't quite reach it before the Rockets get to it. And now with 11 minutes left, the Rockets come the other way. They're through the neutral zone, are the Rockets. They're in the slot. Shot comes and goes over the cage there. Sits there. Bricker's able to shut down the near post, and it looks like we'll get a stoppage in play as he covers it with the tip of his blocker at 10:51 left to go in the third period. Well, it's going to be a face-off at the near dot. It's Berliner, Bigliotti, Finkelstein out there as the forwards. Looks like Gossler and Hyder as the defensive pair. Berliner wins that face-off over to Hyder, who tries to use the boards to pump that up and out. Instead, the Rockets come away with it. They're behind Bricker's net, and the no-look backhand pass doesn't connect into the slot. Hyder now all over his man. Puck comes to Bigliotti, rolls off his stick, stays in the offensive zone. Hyder now works forward, trying to get that puck out. Instead, the Rockets have the puck at the end boards. Comes into the slot on the forehand. Bricker's able to glove that safely to the end wall, and the Raiders live to fight another day. They try and get that puck out of the zone. Finkelstein can't chip it past his man, and now Berliner in for support behind the cage. Bricker sticks that aside over to Vigliotti. He's on the forehand as Vigliotti. He tries to use the boards to get that out. He finds Finkelstein, who's able to work that farther into the neutral zone. Rockets take over in their own end now. Rockets still with the puck in their own end. They work that up into the neutral zone. Raiders have to be careful here as the puck comes right in front of their bench, not to take too many men on the ice penalty. Icing wave with under 10 minutes left to go here in the third period. Rockets get to the puck first in their own end, and they're able to chip it past Marchuka and now skate it out of their zone. Rockets into the neutral zone. It's a 2-on-3. Gossler works his man to the outside, and the Rockets still looking for that slot pass. Hits a skate in front and goes harmlessly to the end wall. Rockets now with 3 Raiders men all over them, unable to keep possession. Marchuka, soft pass over to Finkelstein in the slot. Gossler tracks down at the far half wall. He chips that puck farther. It's cut out by the Rockets. Still in the offensive end for the Rockets is the puck. Vigliotti now in for support. He's got the puck on his forehand, does Vigliotti. He skates around his man, and then he gets the puck past the blue line, and he dumps that puck all the way down, and we're going to get an icing call as the Rockets slow skated that one to the end line with 9:15 left to go in the third period. Well, Doug, not quite lockdown defense, but you have to like what you see in the neutral zone, at least gumming up the Rockets' play.
The Raiders are doing a good job disrupting whatever the Rockets are trying to throw at them, and it may not be 100% pretty, but it is very effective at the moment.
Well, suing face-off, sees a shot come in from the blue line, and Bricker just gobbles that up. No rebound. So 9:09 left to go in the third. We're going to do it all over again here at the near defensive dot for the Raiders. Marchuka wins that on the backhand over to Tanoff. Tanoff turns, uses the glass to bounce that puck up past the blue line. And we'll get a quick offside call there as the Rockets dump it right back in before they clear the zone.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there that the whistle came up, but the Raiders were about to take off there. They would have had an odd man rush. But
sometimes that's one of those strategic offsides you take as a youth hockey player. Really not too much harm in doing it. They typically won't penalize you with a defensive zone faceoff. Bouncing puck comes in on the Raiders goaltender, and it's just flicked aside by the Rockets goaltender. It's flicked aside by the Rockets defenseman there over to the near corner. Rockets do eventually come away with it in their own end. They're going to go past the blue line here as it's chopped out, and the Raiders will have to turn. Meyerowicz back, gives support to Bricker. Bricker comes out and guides that puck to the near half wall. Rockets keep the zone. They dump the puck in deeper. They're behind Bricker's cage now. Berliner in to forecheck his man. Puck sits at the far corner momentarily. Koszlewski over for help now. Uses the boards, pounds that over to Petrosinelli. Tries to take it farther. Instead, the Rockets pinch in and keep the zone. Now Koszlewski on the forehand tries to work the puck past his man. Rolls on him, and the Rockets come away with the end boards, at least momentarily. Rockets desperate to get that puck into the slot with just over 8 minutes left to go here in the third period. They curl around to the slot. Soft shot comes in, doesn't reach Bricker, and then it's chopped out by the Raiders all the way down. It's not going to reach the end line, is that puck, and the Rockets will pick it up just in front of the goal mouth. Rockets now at their own end boards, harassed there by Meyerowicz. Raiders can't keep the zone, but Steinfink does cut out the threat and then pours right back in the offensive zone. Tries a screen shot that goes wide of the cage. Meyerowicz now on the forecheck, trying to take the puck off his man. He does. Comes to Petrosinelli. Looks into the slot for Marchuka. Doesn't connect, and the Rockets come the other way. They've got a 2-on-2 developing. Here, the Rockets pushed wide. They look for that slot pass. Instead, Steinfink's able to guide that out of the slot safely to the end boards with 7.5 minutes to go. Raiders go weak side to get that puck out of the zone. Meyerowicz takes over at his own blue line, and now he's crossed center ice. Tries to feather that over to Gosler on the rush. Hits a skate, and the Rockets will take over again. Rockets at center ice on the backhand. They dump in so they can get a change behind the play. Raiders will take over through Bizarro, who cycles it over to Meyerowicz. Meyerowicz takes over on the forehand, and he finds Marchuka. Marchuka in the neutral zone. Now in the offensive zone is Marchuka. He's got Samosi streaking through the slot. He tries that bad angle shot as the goalie was cheating over towards Samosi, unable to find pay dirt there. Puck comes up to the near point, finds Steinfink, and then rolls wide of the cage. Bizarro in now, trying to take his man's stick out of the play. Rockets are able to push that up to the far half wall. Rockets on the forehand will get this out of the zone. They come weak side, but not all the way through until it finds a stick in the offensive zone. Breakaway in. Bricker makes a wonderful save there with the glove. It hit the top of his glove and went high of the cage, and the Raiders again live to fight another day. Raiders try and chip that out of the zone. Instead, the puck stays in, and Samosi has the puck. He works that up to the blue line and then on out. Raiders will get a change behind the play here, but not before Bizarro sends a shot on a mini break in on the backhand on goal. Rockets trying to chip this out of the zone. They make the near half wall do the Rockets. They can't get it any farther there, though, as the Raiders are all over them. Rockets still with possession in their defensive end. These players all look gassed out there right now after some long shifts. Rockets still unable to break it out of their zone, but they do have possession. Now they try to slap it up to the point. It's kicked forward by Tanoff over to Samosi, who tries to find Bizarro on the forehand. Pass doesn't connect, and the Rockets now try the other side. Hyder over at the near point to keep the zone. He sends that puck in deeper. It's Bizarro and Berliner buzzing. They find Samosi, who tries to shepherd that over just to the side of the cage for a one-timer for Berliner. Instead, the Rockets now come away with speed, but a good back check by Bizarro gums up the initial attack. Now the Rockets make it in the offensive zone, but without possession. Hyder turns with the puck. He's at his own blue line. He comes weak side over to Berliner. Berliner has the puck and gets that into the offensive zone. He leaves it for Hyder. Hyder now works that puck deeper, and Bizarro takes over at the near half wall. He curls into the slot. Bizarro tries a near side shot that misses the cage, and the Rockets take over again. They're in the near corner are the Rockets. Unable to work it past Berliner. Berliner all over his man. Rockets in for support, and they dance around the Raiders, and now they're able to skate out of the zone. 5 minutes even left to go here in the third period. Oh, it's a break in on Bricker. Oh, and they finally score. The Rockets score there on that mini break.
That Raiders line was out there forever. They were totally gassed, and somehow that Rockets player got it through the legs of the defender there and put it in the net. Game is tied.
Well, that's Rockets 1, Raiders 1.
The Raiders were desperate for a stoppage of play there or a line change. They were definitely out of breath.
Well, still 4 minutes and 56 seconds left to go here in the third period for the Raiders to regain that lead. Face off one forward there by Berliner. Finds its way to Finkelstein, who's able to have his man retreat behind his own net through the Rockets, try and work this puck out of the zone. Now at the near half wall. Rockets can't work it past Berliner again. Berliner in at the near dot. He sends a screen shot in. That's gloved down by the Rockets goaltender. Impressed that he saw that shot. And at 4:37, we have another stoppage in play and an offensive zone draw coming up here for the Raiders. Well, some good pushback there, Doug.
Yeah, it's good to, after a sort of heartbreaking goal there, it's good to get a rush there and get right back in it.
Vigliotti tries to work the puck farther. He's at the near half wall. Man all over him. Works it over to Berliner. Gets handcuffed with the puck between his skates. But then Vigliotti pours forward. Now the puck rolls in. It's a loose puck in the crease, and now it goes wide of the cage. Koshlewski able to keep the zone. Finds Finkelstein at the far dot. But we're going to get a penalty call. No, we're going to get a hand pass. Okay, no penalty here, but we are going to get a face-off outside the zone with 4:16 left to go as the Raiders touch the puck after it touched a Raiders glove. Still 5-on-5 hockey out there. It's going to be Fauci, Kalemba, Marchuka, Gosler, Koshlewski. Marchuka wins that back to Koshlewski. Koshlewski on the forehand, hits a man, dumps that puck in anyway. Fauci now all over the puck. Rockets are able to work that safely up to the near half wall and out of the zone, and now Gosler will turn. Rockets look to try and get that puck into the slot. Instead, Gosler's stick gums it up, and he's got support back there now with the Raiders. Marchuka has Fauci with him. He finds Fauci's skates, tries to work that puck up and out of the zone, and now it's in Marchuka's skates. Gosler takes over at his own end. Koshlewski works that out of the zone, but now the Rockets will come right back the other way with some speed. Rockets round one man. Gosler taking out that slot pass. They're in on Bricker. Bricker shuts down the near post there. First clearance doesn't work, but Koshlewski is able to work that puck up, at least as far as the blue line, and then Marchuka blocks a pass into the offensive zone. Marchuka with the puck. It's a 3-on-2. He's got Kalemba in the slot, sends that shot in on goal, and it's just gloved and frozen there by the Rockets goaltender with 3:28 left to go in the third period.
Seconds ticking away on this game. It's been really tight from the get-go. Both teams have had lots of chances. Both goalies have played quite well. 3.5 minutes left. Anything can happen.
Well, and if you like good hockey, you tuned into a good one today, as the Raiders try and win that face-off forward in the Rockets zone. Instead, the Rockets come away with it. They're at the far half wall. Now into the neutral zone are the Rockets. They dump that in once they clear the red line. Tanoff fires in to get to the puck before his man. He meets the man, the stick, and the puck all at the same time. And Meyerowicz now takes over at the far half wall. He's going to be able to pass that out of the zone. Petrosinelli takes over in the neutral zone. Watch out for this Rich shot. Petrosinelli sends one in on goal. It's blockered down by the Rockets goaltender. Tanoff keeps the zone, dumps that in deep. Puck sits at the end boards. Petrosinelli now fires in. Puck comes up to Nate Steinfink. He dumps that in deeper. Petrosinelli now in to try and get the puck. Goes around Meyerowicz, does the puck, and Berliner over to gum up that pass. Tanoff with the puck at the far point. He's on the forehand. He finds Petrosinelli in the slot. Petro sends a laser in high on the Rockets goaltender. He's able to freeze that puck in the glove with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. We'll get a stoppage in play and a timeout here by the Raiders as they look to strategize in the offensive end. It gives us time to visit with our last sponsor today here on Midnight Sports. Today's game on Midnight Sports is brought to you by Sleeping In When You're Old. Hockey fans, Thanksgiving is coming up, and if you're lucky, you'll have a relaxed schedule. Pajamas, slow mornings, and most importantly, sleeping in. Ah, yes, how fun it will be to make it all the way until 6 a.m. before waking up. That's not a typo. You heard us right, 6 a.m. It's all of 3 minutes later than you normally wake up, but it counts as sleeping in because you're old. Remember when you used to be able to sleep all morning? I don't. That was a lifetime ago. Sleeping in when you're old. Don't even get me started on waking up to use the bathroom.
Colin, as with all of our sponsors, I find their products particularly exciting and useful to me, but that one really speaks to me.
Well, Doug, we're happy to have all of our sponsors on, of course, but I've got to say the sleeping in when you're old, feels particularly triggering to me these days.
Absolutely. As I stand here, having woken up 6:30 again, my hot coffee turning into iced coffee, enjoying a really good game here. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about that bed back at the hotel.
Yep, that's right. Well, it waits for you. It's just 2 minutes and 30 seconds away. In any event, Raiders keep the offensive zone here. Berliner leaves it for Marchuka down at the end boards. Marchuka tries to pass it to the slot to Bizarro. Bizarro takes over now. Now looking in the slot. 3 Rockets in the way in the slot, and Tanoff will be able to keep the zone here on the backhand. He dumps that puck in deeper. He finds Marchuka in the slot. Curling shot. Misses a stick and then hits a man in front, and it's saved there by the Rockets goaltender as Berliner was in the blue paint, tried a forehand in on goal, and it was saved. Good shot, better save.
Great sequence there by the Raiders. Moved the puck well, got it in on the goalie again. Another good save.
Well, 2:09 left to go in this one. The Raiders have done everything this last minute other than put it in the net. Berliner again at the dot, works that up to Tanoff. Tanoff's going to have to work that puck deeper after the pass handcuffs him. And the Rockets now on a mini break. Gosser back to cover, takes his man out of the play with a wonderful check, takes his man off the puck, and then goes and retrieves and flicks that puck up to the far point. Rockets now with the puck in the offensive zone. They're looking for their own slot pass. Comes all the way through everyone, and Marchuka steers that to the near half wall. Now the Rockets come up to the point. Puck hops over a stick there. They'll have to go point to point as they clear the offensive zone. Raiders buzzing around the puck. Rockets still have possession in the neutral zone. 1:38 left to go in this game. Raiders try and clear the zone. They can't make it past the blue line. The Rockets keep the offensive zone at least momentarily. Lots of bodies around the puck right now as they slap to try and keep it in the zone. Pizarro works it out of the zone. Now Berliner with the puck. Gloves it down. Passes to himself. He's got some players in the slot. He's got Marchuka there. Guides it over to Pizarro on the forehand. Pizarro goes up and over the shoulder of the Rockets goaltender. That's a Raiders goal with 1:19 left to go in the third period. Snoop Dougie Doug, what'd you see on that one?
Great tenacity by Berliner, keeping possession of that puck coming over the blue line. They ended up with a 3-on-2, tic-tac-toe. Pizarro puts it over the goalie's shoulder. Lovely. 1:19 left. Raiders got to tighten up, make sure they can pull this one out.
79 seconds left in this one. The Hollydell Ice Arena, and it'll be Marchuka, Petrosinelli, and Meyerowicz out there as the forwards. Gosser and Tanoff as the defensive pairing. Raiders win that puck forward in the offensive zone. It comes right back out in the neutral zone. Petrosinelli now works it on the backhand to Meyerowicz. Meyerowicz on the forehand takes that puck over to the far corner to try and kill some more time. Marchuka keeps that pass from getting into the neutral zone, and the Rockets just try and fling it out of the zone. Instead, Meyerowicz is in the way. He takes two heavy hits there to keep the puck in the zone. Rockets with possession. They go diagonally and try and flick that puck up, but they only make it so far as the blue line. Now a shot comes in from Marchuka, and it'll be saved there with 48.9 seconds left to go. It's Raiders 2, Rockets 1, and it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Raiders.
Another good job there by the Raiders controlling that puck. The Rockets were definitely looking for a breakout pass there. Blue shirts got in the way of it and ended up with a good shot on goal.
Well, ensuing faceoff's going to see Samosi, Berliner, Pizarro out as the forwards. Samosi works that up to Steinfink, who works that puck in deeper. Steinfink pinches in to keep the puck in the zone. Now Berliner gives chase on the forecheck. Rockets with possession. They work that over to the weak side, and Pizarro tries to cut that puck out before it hits the blue line. Koslevsky pinches in as well. The Rockets come the other way. Raiders get back in a hurry. Rockets have two men in the offensive zone. Man in the slot can't connect after Steinfink cuts out the dangerous pass. Just 25 seconds left to go. Raiders get that puck out of the zone in the neutral zone. No call coming on the trip there. Empty net for the Rockets. They pour right back in the offensive zone. They're in the slot all alone on Bricker. He shuts it down once, then twice. 14 seconds left to go here in this game. So the Rockets have the puck at the end boards. They've got 6 skaters out there. The Raiders happy to lie on the puck behind the cage. Still ticking. 5 seconds left to go here as the Rockets try and work it up and get a shot in on goal. We're going to have a penalty called, but not before the buzzer goes. That's a Raiders win. New York City Raiders 2, New Jersey Rockets Hockey Club 1.
Fantastic game. Great win. Exciting. What a way to spend a Saturday morning.
Had everything you wanted other than iced coffee, Doug. Maybe this afternoon we can get that for you. In the meantime, thanks for joining us here today on Midnight Sports. Remember to tune in this afternoon as the Raiders are back in action at 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time. But until then, stay safe.